Really losing light, huh? Okay, let's pack this batch and then tomorrow we'll do another one. What else I can tell about events, since we're on the events theme today? Cacao ceremonies, breath work, rebirthing, again, I'm repeating myself. Anything that has to do, okay, let's talk about the Assemblage. Assemblage was the co-working space in New York, the Assemblage. We had 3 different locations in New York that were full of incredible people who left the Matrix jobs and started their coaching career, or whatever, they've been doing healing stuff. And we were having this thing when we would have Ayurvedic breakfast and yoga in the morning. We would have 3 p.m. meditation, sound bath, breath work experiences as a break. And then we would have an evening programming with different kind of topics, like how to integrate psychedelic experience into your work life, or how to stay in the flow, and how to be commercially successful if you live in the heart space. Just all these really nice topics. Gene keys, Akasha game, Akasha, I don't remember. Human design, astrology, yeah, for sure. All these new moon, full moon ceremonies, women's circles on Mondays, cacao ceremonies on Fridays. Cacao circles were really my highlights. Women's circles as well. I hosted a bunch of different events, like implementation of blockchain technology for transparency of fashion industry and so on, marketplaces. I organized a variety of different kind of like informal talks and experiences. We had this. Okay, there are several floors in each of these libraries, co-working tables, chill-out zones, meditation rooms, you name it. Then we had the elixir bars that only offered non-alcoholic drinks, really nice drinks, including cacao. We had rooftops, yeah. We had spiritual DJs coming in. We had most famous people in the spirituality that were hanging out there. You can meet anyone that you can imagine coming in New York or living in New York there. Everyone knew each other. Everyone was really hyped. Everyone was very friendly. Yeah, there were some people who were richer than others, but it doesn't mean that it was an exclusive place. It was a very inclusive place. And yeah, my favorite time in New York City was connected with the Assemblage because it was kind of the peak of my personal career, let's say, in events production and readings, being a psychic. Everyone knew me as this psychic chick that was always looking for cards, and anyone would come to me and ask for advice on anything, absolutely anything I could. We also had these kind of experiences outside of the Assemblage where we would co-work in bars. So we would basically make a deal with bars, different bars around the city, Manhattan, in Brooklyn, and we would use that space as our co-working between like 9 a.m. and say 5 p.m. until the bar is going to be open. You know how bars, they work at night, in the evening. So we would utilize these empty spaces for our co-working needs. So we would not only have our evening events and different kind of creative experiences. Oh yeah, by the way, like art, healing, and performance, and all kinds of different events that have to do with like acting and developing different kind of ways of freeing the body and releasing emotions. So at these co-working bars, we would meet each other before these evening events and plan and do sort of kind of like, co-working time basically. And it was synchronistic because we wouldn't even like plan ahead who's going to be where. I would just be in that neighborhood and I will stop by that bar at say 2 p.m. and then spend the next 3 hours chatting with my people there who are synchronistically working there. We knew everyone. We had a community of, say, 500 people that everyone knew each other. It was amazing. I don't understand why it's so difficult for me to manifest this these days in Europe. I mean, because the European culture is so different, I guess, and much colder. I started to kind of reintroduce that in Moscow, but trying to create these kind of events, but also culture is different. So that's why I miss New York so much, because culturally it's just such a unique place, that melting pot that really allows for a lot of experimentation and variety of different ways of human connection and practicing our vulnerabilities with each other and be very open. Out of all these people, I'm not in touch with most of them, only with one. Okay, before we go, I'm going to talk about PDN, Personal Development Nerds. It was a community in New York that I was part of, thanks to Vani for organizing it. He's a Burning Man right now, organizing No Boundaries Camp. So he would be a president of the United States whenever he is ready. He's super nice, incredible person. And he was organizing these events called Personal Development Nerds. Yeah, Nerds, that's the community name. And we had monthly events where we would have TED Talk style conversations and talks and performances by people. And we would mostly talk about personal development, healthcare, and relationships, and all of that. We also had a lot of these kind of topics on polygamy and, conscious relationships building, and conscious touch, and yes, a variety of different cuddling events, all of that as well. Amazing time. I mean, I'm coming back to these memories right now with you, and I'm like, fuck my life now. What is going on? Why am I not manifesting these simple things in my life now? Why I'm so miserable being mostly by myself? While I have the skills to produce the best events in the world. What the fuck?